On a Tuesday, Leo's world faded to gray. He was just a boy, an artist, with his life ahead. But someone was watching, waiting. Soon, only his images would remain, clues hidden in plain sight. It all started with a walk home from school, a walk he never finished.
His parents thought it was just imagination. No one could have known his final drawings would tell his most important story.
His drawings were his diary, his dreams, his fears, sometimes bright, sometimes dark, storm clouds, strange shapes.
Leo would just smile, then return to his work, lost in his own world. It seemed safe, innocent, but was it?
Leo's pencils were always sharp, his sketchbook always with him. His teacher, Mrs. Gable, saw his talent and encouraged him, giving him special paper and hope for the future.
His mother, Sarah, hung his pictures on the fridge, a gallery of his childhood. But one day the picture stopped. The silence was deafening.
He was a quiet boy, only 9 years old. His name was Leo, and he saw the world differently. Not with words, but with his hands, a pencil, and paper. Leo loved to draw. He drew everything: the pine trees, the family dog, his friends. Drawing was his voice, his way to tell stories.
Oak Creek was paralyzed with fear. The search continued, but hope faded with every hour.
The investigation hit a wall. No witnesses, no struggle, no ransom note, just an empty space where Leo should have been.
They found his blue backpack open 3 blocks from home. His sketchbook was missing.
The knot in my stomach turned to dread.
By 5, the police were involved. Neighbors searched, flashlights cutting the darkness. Only echoes answered their calls.
He always called. I checked the street, no sign of him. I called his friends. No one had seen him since school.
The clock ticked past 3:15, then 3:30. Sarah's worry grew.
I remember the afternoon. The air was warm, leaves turning. Leo was due home at 3:15 like always. But he didn't come.
October 23, 2018. Oak Creek, California. A small, safe town where kids rode bikes and doors stayed unlocked.
My son was trying to leave us a map.
Leo's drawing was a message, a desperate attempt to tell the world what he saw. The police now searched for a red car with J, R, and 4. The investigation had new life.
The detective said, "He's telling us something. The faceless man, the red car, the license plate. It wasn't much, but it was more than before."
She called the police. It was the first real clue in a month.
I was cleaning the art cabinet when I found a drawing, Leo's. But this one was different. In the center, a faceless man beside a red car. Leo had tried to write the license plate, J, R, and a 4. In the corner, a scared little boy looked back.
Weeks passed. The case grew cold. Leo's desk sat empty at school. Oak Creek lives with the ghost of what happened. The red car is a symbol of the evil that passed through. The faceless man now has a face, but not justice. The case remains open. Leo is still missing, his room untouched, his drawings still on the fridge, but the last drawing tells the truest story. A boy who saw danger and tried to warn us, using the only voice he had, his art. His final words, a silent scream on paper, a truth still waiting to be heard.
We know who it is. In my heart, I know. But we can't prove it.
The map led to a man in a nearby town. He drove a red sedan, license plate with JR and 4. He was a freelance photographer, sometimes near the school. Police questioned him. He denied knowing Leo, but in his trunk they found a roll of film. The photos showed the park near Leo's school. In the background, a small boy with a blue backpack. Leo. The man had a flimsy alibi. No confession, no physical evidence. Police couldn't arrest him. Cut to a series of interview-style shots. Faces half-lit, voices hushed. Each witness offers a piece of the puzzle, but the truth remains just out of reach. I saw Leo that morning. He was waiting at the curb, like always. But he kept glancing over his shoulder. There was a red car parked down the street. I thought it was odd, but you never think the worst. Leo told me someone was taking pictures of us at recess. I thought he was making it up. But then I saw the man just outside the fence. He waved. I didn't wave back. I heard shouting, but when I looked out there was nothing. Just the wind in that car, idling. The engine was running too long. Leo wasn't at the stop that day. I remember because his mom called later. I saw a red sedan pull away as I turned the corner. Never seen it before. The driver, he wore sunglasses. He never looked at me. Leo drew the man in art class. The teacher told him to stop. She said it was just his imagination, but Leo said, "He's real, he's waiting." Each account sheds a sliver of light, but the shadows linger. Was it fear, or was it something more? the red car, the strange man, the uneasy silence. Every witness remembers something different, and the truth twists between their words. The town listens, but answers are drowned by doubt. Flickering fluorescent lights reveal a cluttered police station. Papers shuffle, voices echo, and the evidence board glows with pinned photos. Leo's drawing, the red car, a map with red strings. Start the tape. We're running out of time. First witness, Ms. Carter, the art teacher. You said Leo drew the same man twice? Yes, always the sunglasses. Always standing by the fence. I thought it was just a child's fear, but did you see anyone matching that description? Not clearly. But I did see a red car idling outside, the same one every day that week. Run the plates again. Cross-check with any priors in the county. We pulled traffic cams. The red sedan circled the school 3 times that morning. Driver never left the car. What about the neighbor? The one who saw the driver. He wore sunglasses. Didn't look at me, but I got a glimpse of his jacket. Had a patch. Something official, maybe military. Military patch. That narrows it. And the man Leo drew. He added a detail this time. He gave him a scar, right here. He's waiting for me. He said he knows my name. The pieces are coming together, but the picture is darker than we feared. Someone was watching. Someone is still out there. The investigation takes a haunting turn. In the dim light of the evidence room, detectives sift through a box labeled Leo Personal Effects. Close-ups reveal a stack of fresh drawings, more frantic, more cryptic. Shadowy figures loom in charcoal, their faces scratched out, red pencil slashed across the page. One drawing stands out, the same red car, but this time a hand reaching from the back seat. A gloved hand opens a sealed evidence bag. Inside, a small silver keychain, military insignia engraved, flecked with mud. The tag dangles, catching the light, casting a strange reflection on the wall. Whispers ripple through the station. Where did this come from? Who dropped it near the fence, just hours after Leo vanished? Suddenly a detective's phone buzzes. A new voicemail. No caller ID. The room freezes as the message plays. Static crackles, then a distorted voice. You're looking in the wrong places. He draws what he sees, but some things should never be seen. The message ends with a low, chilling laugh, echoing through the silence. Each clue deepens the mystery. The drawings, the keychain, the voice in the dark. The truth is slipping further away and the shadows are closing in. Dawn breaks over Oak Creek, casting gentle light on the police station as officers gather for one last briefing. The town comes together, neighbors, friends, and strangers, lighting candles and sharing stories in the square. Leo's family stands together, holding hands, surrounded by support. Their faces show both sorrow and strength. In the evidence room, detectives review every clue, drawings, the keychain, the red car, piecing together Leo's story. The main suspect is questioned again, but the evidence is circumstantial. The case remains open, but the town refuses to let fear win. At home, Leo's mother finds a final drawing tucked in his sketchbook. A picture of Leo, his family, and the sun rising behind them. Tears fall, but so do smiles. The drawing becomes a symbol of hope, a reminder that Leo's spirit lives on in every heart he touched. As the sun rises over Oak Creek, the town finds peace, not in answers but in unity, love, and the promise of a new day. Leo's story is not forgotten. In every drawing, every memory, he is still here, guiding Oak Creek toward the light. As dawn breaks, the somber quiet of the police station is shattered by unexpected news. A new witness has stepped forward. In a dimly lit interview room, a blurred silhouette speaks in hushed tones, their words sending ripples through the investigation. Their testimony doesn't fit the narrative built so far. They claim to have seen someone else near the fence that night, not the hooded figure, but someone familiar from town, someone trusted. The detectives exchange uneasy glances. Doubt creeps in, unsettling everything they thought they knew. Then, in Leo's room, an officer searching for overlooked clues stumbles upon something hidden beneath loose floorboards, a worn diary, its pages filled with frantic handwriting and cryptic sketches. The diary is unlike anything they've seen. Between nervous entries about school and friends, Leo has scribbled coded messages, strange symbols, and a list of fears, some real, some imagined. But one entry stands out. If something happens, look in the cabinet, the shadow isn't alone. As the detectives piece together Leo's words, tension mounts. The investigation veers off its expected course. What if the real story has been buried under layers of secrets and misdirection? What if Leo's diary holds the key to everything, the mysterious figure, the missing car, the truth about that night? With every new revelation, the lines between witness and suspect blur. The case is no longer just about finding Leo, it's about uncovering the secrets the town has tried so hard to keep hidden. The investigation takes a digital turn. In a cramped evidence room, detectives huddle around flickering monitors, eyes fixed on hours of security footage from Leo's school. For days, nothing seems out of place. Students laughing, teachers chatting, the ordinary rhythms of small-town life. But then, the camera captures something different. A shadowy figure loitering near the playground, face obscured by a baseball cap, watching the children from a distance. The timestamp reveals it's just days before Leo disappeared. The figure lingers, then vanishes into the crowd. The detectives freeze the frame, zoom in, and compare it to the descriptions gathered so far. The resemblance to someone from town is unmistakable. Someone no one would suspect. As the clock strikes midnight, a key suspect is brought in for questioning. The room is silent except for the steady hum of the recorder. The interview transcript appears on screen, each word typed out in stark white letters. Detective: where were you on the night Leo went missing? Suspect: at home, with my family. We watched a movie, I think. Detective: anyone who can confirm that? Suspect: my wife, she was there. Detective: your wife said she went to bed early. You were alone after 10. Suspect: nervous. Maybe I went for a walk, I can't remember. The transcript reveals more than the suspect intends. Hesitation, shifting stories, and a motive hidden beneath layers of denial. The detectives press on, sensing the truth is close. As the interview ends, the camera lingers on the suspect's trembling hands. The town's web of secrets is unraveling, one frame and one confession at a time. The investigation surges forward with a single chilling discovery. In a forensic lab under harsh fluorescent lights, gloved hands examine the military keychain found near the playground. A fingerprint, faint, almost missed, is lifted from the worn metal. The results are swift and damning. The print belongs to a local veteran, a man whose quiet demeanor belied a history of inner turmoil. Cut to the detective standing in the shadowed doorway of the veteran's cluttered home. Rain taps against the window as the confrontation begins. The detective's voice is calm but unyielding. "We found your keychain and your print," he says, sliding the evidence across the table. The veteran's eyes dart away, jaw clenched, memories flickering behind his gaze. Suddenly, a radio crackles with urgent news. A search team has uncovered a torn piece of Leo's sketchbook in an abandoned building on the edge of town. The pages are smeared, but Leo's distinctive drawings are unmistakable. The detective's phone buzzes with a photo of the evidence, and he turns the screen toward the suspect. The tension in the room is suffocating. The veteran's hands tremble, echoing the earlier suspects in the interrogation room. "You know what happened to Leo," the detective insists, voice barely above a whisper. "Help us bring him home." As the screen fades to black, the weight of new evidence hangs heavy. The town holds its breath. The truth is closer than ever, but the cost of uncovering it may be more than anyone expected. A gentle rain continues to fall as the scene shifts to the softly lit living room of Ellie Whitmore, Leo's classmate. The camera lingers on Ellie's hands, twisting nervously in her lap, her voice trembling as she recalls the last conversation she had with Leo. "He told me about a man with a scar," she whispers, her eyes fixed on the floor. "He said the man watched him from across the street near the old playground." Detectives listen intently, their notepads filling with hastily scribbled notes. Ellie's words paint a vivid picture. Leo, clutching his sketchbook, describing the man's limping walk and the jagged scar running down his cheek. The detectives exchange glances. This detail matches the veteran's old injury, a fact previously buried in his military records. The narrative shifts, overlaying Ellie's voice with shots of evidence boards and maps. The police reconstruct the timeline, Leo leaving the art supply store, the moment captured by a security camera. The sighting near the playground, corroborated by a neighbor's fleeting glimpse. The torn sketchbook page found at the abandoned building. Each clue falls into place, the timeline tightening around the veteran's movements, the hours before Leo vanished now illuminated by Ellie's crucial memory. Her recollection is the missing puzzle piece, the chilling confirmation that Leo's fears were real. As the detective pins a photo of the scarred man onto the evidence board, the music swells with tense hope. The case is no longer a mystery without a face. Ellie's memory has given Leo a voice, and the truth is finally within reach. The rain has stopped. Sunlight pierces through scattered clouds as the camera sweeps across the now bustling town square. Police sirens fade in the distance, replaced by the low hum of anxious voices. In a dimly lit interrogation room, the scarred veteran sits across from detectives, hands trembling as he finally confesses. His words spill out, regret, fear, and a single name whispered through clenched teeth. The detectives freeze. There was someone else. Cut to a montage of officers racing down alleyways, faces grim with urgency. A second suspect, a shadowy figure from Leo's sketches, is led away in handcuffs. The truth, once hidden in darkness, is brought blinking into the light. As dusk settles, the community gathers in the heart of the town. Candles flicker in gentle hands, faces illuminated by their soft glow. At the center, a white cloth is pulled away, unveiling Leo's final drawing. The image, two children holding hands beneath a sunlit sky, watched over by a gentle figure, brings tears and smiles in equal measure. For the first time, silence brings comfort, not fear. The camera lingers on Ellie, her eyes shining with hope. The town, though changed, is united in remembrance and resolve. Leo's voice, once nearly lost, echoes on in every heart, and as the screen fades to black, the final message appears. Sometimes the smallest witness can bring the brightest truth. Night settles over the town once more, casting long shadows across empty streets. In a small, windowless room at the edge of the police station, a new figure sits beneath a flickering light. Their face remains hidden, voice trembling and uneven. Detectives exchange wary glances as the witness begins to speak, haltingly, as if piecing together a dream half-remembered. "I saw him that night," the witness whispers, eyes darting to the corners of the room. "But he wasn't alone. There was singing, and the streetlight, it kept blinking like someone was sending a signal." The detectives press for details, but the story spirals. Details contradict earlier timelines, faces blur, and the witnesses' hands shake as they describe a figure in a red coat, a shadow slipping through the rain. Names are mentioned that were never part of the case. The witness claims to have seen Leo step into a car, but the make and color don't match anything in the investigation. As tension rises, the witness suddenly pauses, eyes wide with fear. "You're looking in the wrong place," they murmur, voice barely audible. "Leo, he left something behind, something none of you found." A chill fills the room. The detectives lean forward, but the witness refuses to say more, only repeating over and over, "You don't know the whole story, you never did." Cut to a close-up of the evidence board. A single, overlooked photograph is shown, one that doesn't fit with the rest. As realization dawns, doubt spreads across the faces of the detectives. Everything they thought they knew is suddenly uncertain. The screen fades to black, leaving viewers with one haunting question. What if the truth is far more complicated and far more dangerous than anyone imagined? In the early morning hours, as fog clings to the schoolyard, a teacher unlocks her classroom. She pauses, noticing something wedged behind a row of battered textbooks. An old spiral-bound notebook, its cover worn and edges frayed. Flipping through the pages, she realizes it belongs to Leo. The diary is unlike any other. Its pages are filled with sketches, eyes watching from windows, hands reaching out from shadows, and strange symbols scrawled in the margins. There are words too, but they don't form simple sentences. Instead, Leo has written in riddles. "Trust the silence, not the smile. When the streetlight blinks, count to 5. The red coat hides more than rain." One page stands out, a drawing of the town square but with figures drawn in charcoal, their faces crossed out. In the corner, a single word, "Watcher." Alarmed, the teacher rushes the diary to the detectives. In the evidence room, tension mounts as they pore over the cryptic messages. A code emerges, letters circled in red spelling out a chilling warning. Beware the one who listens, not the one who speaks. As the detectives race to connect the clues, a realization strikes. Leo's warnings point to someone close, someone they never suspected. The clock ticks as the team scrambles to decode the final message, hearts pounding with the fear that the real danger was never a stranger, but someone within their own circle. The screen lingers on the diary's last page. A drawing of two hands, one offering a key, the other hiding a knife. And beneath, in shaky handwriting, "Not everyone who helps is a friend." Fade out, as the music swells and the sense of danger grows. The truth, it seems, is still waiting in the shadows, just out of reach. In the wake of Leo's diary, the quiet town erupts in panic. News spreads like wildfire. Evidence now points to someone no one ever suspected. Mr. Harrow, the cherished librarian, known for his gentle smile and story hours with children. The townspeople gather in uneasy knots, whispering accusations and fearful rumors. Windows that once welcomed neighbors now close against them. At Leo's home, his family sits in stunned silence. His mother clutches a photograph, her hands trembling as the weight of betrayal settles in. Friends who once rode bikes together now avoid each other's eyes, wondering who else might be hiding secrets. The schoolyard, once filled with laughter, is now shadowed by suspicion. Police cars line the streets outside Mr. Harrow's house. Reporters swarm, cameras flashing. Inside the station, detectives argue, voices rising over the growing chaos. Old wounds and rivalries resurface as trust fractures within the community. Suddenly, a commotion in the evidence room. A vital piece of evidence, Leo's keychain, the one drawn in his diary, has vanished. Panic surges through the station. Who could have taken it? Was it an inside job? Or has someone slipped through the cracks? As night falls, the town is left reeling. Families divided, friendships broken, and the truth more elusive than ever. The camera lingers on the empty evidence shelf, the missing keychain casting a long, ominous shadow. The question hangs in the air. If the evidence can disappear, who else and what else is being hidden? Fade to black as the music pulses with dread and uncertainty. The camera opens on the sterile glow of the interrogation room. Mr. Harrow sits hunched, his hands clasped tightly, knuckles white against the cold metal table. Across from him, detectives lean in, their voices low but urgent. The weight of the missing keychain and the town's fear pressing in from all sides. A single lamp casts harsh shadows, illuminating the lines of worry etched deep on Mr. Harrow's face. The questions come rapid fire, about the diary, the missing evidence, the nights he stayed late at the library. Each answer grows shakier, his calm unraveling beneath the relentless pressure. Suddenly his voice cracks, tears slide down his cheeks as he stammers out a confession. Yes, he was at the scene, yes, he took something that night. But the truth is not what anyone expected. He reveals he was trying to protect someone else, a student, terrified and alone, who came to him in the dead of night. The missing keychain? He claims he hid it, not to cover his own tracks, but to shield the real culprit, a name he refuses to give out of loyalty or fear. The detectives exchange glances, shock, disbelief, frustration. The case, thought to be so close to resolution, has only grown more tangled. Outside, the town holds its breath, waiting for justice that now seems farther away than ever. As Mr. Harrow's sobs echo in the empty room, the camera pans to the rain-streaked window. The truth remains just out of reach, obscured by secrets and sacrifice. The community, once united, now stands divided, haunted by questions that may never be answered. Fade out, leaving viewers with a single lingering thought in a town where everyone has something to hide. Will the truth ever truly come to light? The rain has finally stopped. Dawn breaks softly over Oak Creek, bathing the town square in golden light. Neighbors and families gather in the heart of the square, each holding a candle, their faces aglow with hope and remembrance. Leo's drawings, once hidden in shadows, are now displayed on easels and walls, vivid, joyful, and full of life. Families embrace, children laugh and play, and old friends reunite, letting go of old wounds as they share memories of Leo's laughter and dreams. At the edge of the crowd, Mr. Harrow stands quietly, watching as the community he tried to protect comes together, not in anger, but in healing. The detectives, once symbols of suspicion, now join the townspeople in a moment of silence, heads bowed in respect for Leo and for each other. A single voice rises, trembling but clear, reading a letter Leo once wrote, a message of hope, forgiveness, and love. Tears fall, but so do smiles, as the town promises to carry Leo's light forward, together. In the end, the truth, though painful, has become a bridge, not a barrier. Families reconcile, friendships are restored, and the community, battered but unbroken, stands stronger than before. Leo's art, now a permanent fixture in the square, shines as a beacon, a reminder that even in darkness, love endures. As the camera pulls back, the town is bathed in morning light. A final message appears. In remembrance we find healing, in love we find hope, and in each other we find the strength to begin again.